Hi, I think I'm live. It is Claudia from Hands to Paws, and we are doing our live every week, every other week. I lied. Tuesday night, where we are streaming from StreamYard on my personal page, Hands to Paws Facebook page, and on YouTube. On YouTube, we are What's Up, Dog? And tonight's discussion is on ears. So I have a presentation for you. So sorry, guys, when I'm by myself, this always takes a minute to get it out to our local groups. And Hands to Paws Styling Salon is in Beverly Hills, Florida. So if you're joining us from anywhere else, all this is good, pertinent information. And you might not be living in Florida, so some of this I'll try to make that is exclusive to us. Or if you're rewatching this, you go on our Facebook page, you go on our Google, and you're watching a segment on ears. If you're not in Florida, this I'll try to keep it, certain things are, it doesn't make any sense what I just said. Hold on, guys, hold on. I'm getting on Facebook. Nobody wants to stare at somebody staring at their phone, but that's what I got to do right now. Okay, so it's loading. So we're going to talk about ears tonight. Let me lower the volume on this. What I do is I get this out to the local groups, and I think I mentioned that on YouTube it's What's Up Dog, where we talk all things dog. However, if you're interested in true crime, I follow the true crime community on YouTube, and so we can talk anything concerning that if it's about a dog. And most of the YouTube content creators have dogs, and some of them post their dogs and talk about their dogs. All right, let's see if that goes through. Lowered the volume, so it should. I don't know why it's giving me a hard time on my phone, but it is. I set it up there. All right, let's talk ears. One of the most common issues that we see in any grooming styling salon is ear problems. And anybody that brings their dog to a grooming salon, styling salon, usually wants to talk about ears. At Hands to Paws, we have some very, very specific things that we do with ears for the comfort of your dog and for the safety of the dog's haircut and for the health and well-being of the ear canal. Let me do it like this. So I wanted to tell you a few things about hearing in a dog. So puppies are born and they cannot hear. Their ears are literally sealed and their eyes are closed. So the first 3 weeks of their life, they're really having a sensory experience with just their nose. And at 3 weeks is when their ears and their eyes start to open. Dogs hear, there's a way to gauge this, which I'm not going to go tonight, but dogs hear in much higher pitches. So they can hear pitches that we cannot hear to the human ear. So just because you don't hear something or a noise or a sound doesn't bother you, that doesn't mean that that pitch isn't bothering the dog's ear. We cannot hear it. The vibration, and it goes into higher pitches, and that sound wave is not hitting our ears, but it is the dog's ears. So a simple way to think of this is a dog can hear 4 times further away than humans can. So that's a lot, all right? And they hear different pitches. Dogs hear emotional sounds or emotional tones. So anybody that has greeted a dog or has had a situation What would be an emotional tone? Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. Oh my God, I'm scared. Tones in your pitch will go up and down depending on your emotion, and dogs can hear those tones. So anybody that's had a dog go after somebody, they might have heard the tone in your voice, the tone in the aggressor's voice. I like to say it like this: your dogs are extra sensory, and I truly believe, this is to my whole team, I'm so proud of my whole team. What a great team we have. And when you work with the dogs, you get extra sensory perceptions because you learn to listen to the dog. So hearing, we always think of the nose, which is the most acute sense on the dog. We don't often think of how acute their hearing is. And it's they're hearing 4 times further away. They're hearing different tones. They're hearing your emotional tones. So their perception is different than our perceptions. There are sounds that are commonly most disliked by a dog. So put a thumbs up in the chat, put a 1 in the chat, put something in the chat if you know or have a dog that reacts to vacuum cleaners, to lawnmowers. So my dog just checked, check. Okay. So check on one of my dogs terribly. Well, actually one severely and 2 not severely. Car alarms, fireworks, thunderstorms, tones and vibrations. You hearing a thing? Playing children playing. Children have, that children can hear in higher pitches when they're younger, and we lose that ability as we get older. Fun fact, dog hack. So children playing, their pitches and tones can bother a dog, and other barking dogs. All right. Isn't that interesting? I always think it's so interesting. All right. So tonight we're going to do all about ears, and what a wonderful set of ears these are. Okay, that is just the cutest picture. Come on, guys. How cute is that? Let me remove me. Their ear canal is backwards. Their ear canal is upside down. So I have in this slideshow, which was done by Skyland. Great job, Sky. We at Hands to Paws, we actually have an ear canal poster, and we just brought in another ear canal picture to actually have the diagram in the salon so that you can see how the ear canal looks and how it works. So all the stylists around, say yes when I speak this and I tell everybody the truth. It is almost impossible for your dog to get an ear infection from their stylist. The only way that really can happen is if a stylist is using a lot of ear powder and it's going down into their ear canal and remaining stuck in there. If they're doing very, very aggressive ear pulls and the membrane walls are becoming inflamed and or lacerated, and so that could cause a lot of irritation. And otherwise, they're cleaning an ear, and that's what they're doing. An ear infection, the ear canal is narrow and it is upside down, and there are membrane walls. I always like to use myself as a diagram. So kind of funny that I'm always using myself as a diagram. But their ear canal, depending on your breed, can be from here to here on their ear. And comes this way and this way, which I'm going to show you in a diagram in a minute. And it's very narrow and it has membrane walls. And if those membrane walls get swollen, the passage becomes even more narrow. What else would create problems in that narrow ear canal, right? Because the ear infection is going to start here. It doesn't start here, it starts here. Is hair in the ear. What's the danger of plucking hair in an ear in a salon is that we can irritate these membrane walls, okay? Does everybody hear me? Is that making sense to everybody? Anybody have any questions concerning that? I am not a veterinarian. I am a stylist who is a veterinarian partner because I respect veterinarians and what they do. So and they're the medical professionals, stylists are not. So let's go back to ear infection. So an ear infection would start here. By the time you would get to a stylist, hear me, stylist, hear me everywhere, owners everywhere. By the time you go to a stylist, that ear infection is up here. If we let you know that the dog possibly needs to have a veterinarian visit because of it looks like it possibly to us that there could be a medical issue going on. It is, I just lost my train. I was on a roll too. Bam, bam, bam. I was hitting all those points. If we send you to a vet, it's because we see signs of an ear infection up here. We do not look in here with an opiscope where the ear infection would start. So if you now have an infection, they have probably been brewing the ear infection for 10 days, 5 days, sometimes 15 days. You would be amazed at what we see in salons concerning ear health, which is why I'm always doing lives on ears. Somebody needs to hear this. It can save you hundreds and hundreds of dollars at your local veterinarian, and it can save your dog's ear infections. So that's number one. What our number two is. We did the long, narrow ear canal. I just did 2 in 1. Bigger, floppier ears. Okay. So this is one of those regional things that I was babbling over at the beginning of this. Here in Florida, we have moisture and humidity, and we are smack dab at hurricane season. Our hurricane season, I believe, ends in November 1st. And the most active time is September and October. So we are always recommending an ear elixir, which I will explain at the end of this, why we do what we do at Hands to Paws for the health and well-being of your dog and comfort of your dog. So here we have a lot of moisture and humidity. In drier climates, this isn't something you have to be as concerned about. You should still be totally concerned about ear health, but you may not have to be as concerned as if you're living in a tropical environment where we are in South Florida. So we went through, the ear canal is here to here, right? Bacteria and infection is going to start here. By the time we see it, the dog is already very symptomatic, and then you should be referred to a medical professional, your veterinarian, and then your veterinarian should address the ear infection and then let the stylist know what they want us to do, because you always want to be in conjunction with is best medically for your dog. So that now you have the bacteria can start down here. Now you have a floppy ear, you have a narrow canal, you have moisture and humidity. Moisture and humidity feed bacteria. Bam. And if you have a poodle or a doodle, don't forget, Hands to Paws is the doodle capital of the world, right next to Ocala, the horse capital of the world. So if you have a doodle or a poodle or a small mixed breed that gets hair in their canal, you are now that bacteria, moisture and humidity, and then hair blocking that canal. Does that make sense? And it's just a breeding ground for ear infections. And there are breeds that are more prone to ear infections than other breeds. A Cocker Spaniel would be number one on my be careful, be very cognizant of your dog's ears would be my number one breed to recommend that you should always be paying attention to their ears. I hope that helped. I'm not getting any comments. Somebody give me a comment. All right. So make sure I hit all the key points on here. All right, their ear is backwards to ours. They have a long, narrow ear canal. Bigger, floppy ears tend to get more ear problems. They should be cleaned frequently. So they should be cleaned frequently. Once a week to every other week, you should be pulling your dog's ear up. When you're playing with your dog, do you check your dog's ears? I check my dog's ears. When I'm petting them, when I'm petting your dogs, I'm always looking at their ears. What would be a sign or a symptom of an ear infection? For the poodle and doodle lovers, or any dog with long coats, any of our golden retrievers, anybody with a long coat that can get knots or mats, if they have knots or mats back here in this area, it is a symptom of an ear infection. Your ear canal, look at where I am. Your ear canal is here, okay? And this is the most common place for knots and mats. When you're petting your dog and you're playing with your dog and you're looking in the ear, you want to look for dirt or moisture. Moisture, okay? And if it's moist, that's a big clue. And most importantly, you want to be using appropriate ear cleaner. Appropriate ear cleaner. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to recommend stuff. And I'm going to say, hey, if you're on Hands to Paws Facebook, jump right in our store and go purchase appropriate ear cleaner. And I will discuss what I believe is appropriate ear cleaner. Okay. Come on, guys. Are those ears the cutest? I think Basset Hounds would win my #1 cutest puppy, and it's the ears. So, see the lab? Both of these are pictures of the ear canal, okay? So I want you to take a good look at this. This poster, the picture with the lab showing you this where the ear is and showing you where the ear canal is. Again, I want to say it again. This can vary on breeds. Littler breeds, I think it's a little higher. Bigger breeds, I'm not a veterinarian, I'm a stylist. So you look up your breed. Go Google ear in my Papillon Fit. So the picture of the lab, I have, if you come into our brick and mortar, if you come into the actual salon, you're not watching this from somewhere else, come in, I have that poster size in the salon so that I can show people, because ear health is so important and maintaining ear health is so important. And more importantly than that, educating everybody about the needs of their dog's ears is our #1 priority. So that poster is literally hanging in the salon. And we have just gotten another little poster, a little picture of the second slide, which is the ear canal. It is that important to us that you understand, or you have a really good idea of how your dog's ears work. All the stylists everywhere, give me a shout out, because one of the #1 complaints, we don't hear this at Hands to Paws, but I've been in the business for so long, I've heard everything. And for years and years and years, one of the #1 complaints is my dog got an ear infection after leaving. It's not possible. I did discuss how stylists can help create ear infections, right? If they're using powders and it's getting stuck down here, it's not getting flushed out. If they're doing aggressive ear pulls, and let me show you in the diagrams, can you see the membrane walls? Can you see? So I'm going to compare an aggressive ear pull for women and men nowadays, getting their eyebrows done. They'll put the wax on, they'll pull it off, and your skin is hot red and irritated. That's what an aggressive ear pull could do to a dog's ears. And in my humility of developing the programs, and I'm developing Hands to Paws, one of the things that was critically important to me, was the health and maintenance of a dog's ear. In my humility, I have done more aggressive ear pulls. When it it hurts, guys. It hurts the dog. It doesn't mean it doesn't need to be done. I prefer a medical professional to do that kind of invasive procedure and not have the stylist associated with anything that causes so much discomfort. With that said, disclaimer, there are dogs that have their parents teach them to pluck ears at a very young age, such as schnauzers, and they will stand there like nothing bothers them. Okay, and as long as it's not creating discomfort for your dog, we will do it. Otherwise, we will do a gentle ear pull because we do not want to create, we do not want to harm, and we do not want to have a negative association when we're going to start stylizing their face. Got it? It's good info. Good info. So I don't recommend aggressive ear pulls. I recommend that you bring the dog to the veterinarian and they do an aggressive ear pull and they assess the health and well-being of your dog's ear canal. So you can see what we were talking about. It's I like to say it's upside down, but it's really like at an angle. And then the lines you're seeing, those would be membrane walls. And this area is very, very narrow. The other thing I'd like to say at this point in time is ears, mouth, nose, eyes. Okay? So the ear is here, the mouth is here, eyes, and the nose. So a dog may be, if he's experiencing discomfort in his ear canal, that can go into tooth, that can go into eyes, and that can affect our procedures and our procedure time greatly because we are not there to cause any discomfort. We're there truly to be a spa, and we are. Okay, so I'm going to leave this up for a minute. I'm not getting any, and if I am getting comments and questions and I can't see it, I apologize. It's really good to have a second. And then I'm not quite sure I'm completely hooked up on comments on YouTube. I still have a lot to learn. Doing the best I can. All right. So what are the signs of an ear? Let's talk about that for a minute. You're playing with your dog, you're just petting your dog, you're being affectionate with your dog. While you're doing that, you flip your dog's ears over if they have floppy ears, or otherwise you're looking in. If it's moist, a red flag should go up. If it has an odor, a double red flag. It's not one red flag, it's two red flags. It's stanky, you need to call your vet. Okay? Odor is a problem. And it's a terrible sense that I have because I can smell an ear infection. The minute I go to pet a dog, I literally can smell the ear infection. So, I think that's just, I've gained that extra sensory from other dogs. Other dogs can smell infection, obviously, vibrations. I'm sorry, acute nose, they can smell it. So, what else? Oh God, I forgot hold on, let me add this to my stream again. I apologize. Let me get my glasses on. Discharge. If there's gook sliding down from here down, or it's brown, your dog is beige and their ear hair is brown, that's a red flag. Super big red flag. If the dog's ear right here, right where their ear is, it has a line of brown, that's discharge. Okay, it's not coat color. That is actual discharge. That is a red flag. Scratching and itching is specifically this area. Okay, I should put together a bunch of silly moments of me doing this. Scratching and itching and getting knots back here are red flag. So those are points you want to check with your veterinarian. Veterinarian has an opiscope. They can take a culture. They can get the dog on antibiotics, and they can talk to you about maintaining your dog's specific ear health. So those are the signs and symptoms of ears. So, okay. So this is really good examples. Okay. You see this, the soft tissue around the dog's ear, that soft tissue. If that soft tissue is dehydrated and is bubbling out, that is a huge red flag. Do you see the discoloration in the dog's ear? That is a huge red flag. And this guy looks like he has, he looks like he's beyond red flag. He looks like you got to go to the vet, baby. Your ears don't feel good. All right, so dirty and clean. This slide over here, I mean, obviously this one's beautifully clean. The slide over here shows what could possibly be dirt. It kind of looks like mud. That is a red flag. That is, I need to call my veterinarian and have it checked out. Now, it's a red flag. You can clean it and it can look better. That did not take away the ear infection. You can clean it once a day and keep it super clean so it's not showing the ear infection, but the ear infection is down here. It is not up here. So if you have the red flags, I highly recommend that you just make an appointment and have it checked out. Your dog will thank you for it, I promise. And this is a clean ear. And if after watching all this, all you want to do is go buy a dog ear cleaner, please jump on Hands to Paws Facebook. Well, you're on it right now if you're watching me on it. And go to our store, and we have what we recommend for ear cleaners. And I'll explain why at the very end. Once a week is wonderful. Once a week maintenance to go wipe out your dog's ear is a great plan. Every time you pet your dog, every time you play with your dog, every time you give your baby a kiss, it's a great moment to check their ears. Takes 2 seconds. You'll notice if you just make a little bit of an effort. And I know life gets busy. And I know from so many people, they didn't know their dog had an ear infection. At Hands to Paws, all the veterinarians know us because we will err on the side of caution, and we want the dog not to have an ear infection and live a very comfortable, happy life. Their parents are bringing them in so that they have the best, and we want the best for them. So cleaning them, but not over cleaning them. Remember what I said before. Disclaimer. If you're cleaning them and you're still having the signs and symptoms of an ear infection, you're not taking away the ear infection. The ear infection is here, not here. You get signs and symptoms here. At Hands to Paws, we have a homeopathic flush, and it's purple, and it is fantastic. So what do you clean your dog's ear with? You clean your dog's ear with, I'll tell you what we do. We use a product called Soothe, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It has an ingredient in there called chlorhexidine, and chlorhexidine is the same ingredient that your veterinarian would give you at a higher or lower percentage based on a skin or ear need. And it'll help kill bacteria. It also is anti-inflammatory. So, and if any, alcohol in it. And I don't have it in front of me, and I didn't check if it has minimal amount of alcohol, but if it has any alcohol in it, it is minimal. And it literally goes in the ear and it soothes the canal. So I do this often on lives. When we put dogs in the tub, if they've had aggressive ear pulls, if they have ear infections, if this has been bothering them, and we go to clean their ears, their reaction is that, okay? Oh God, you're gonna touch my ear. None of our babies that are regulars and the new ones learn very, very quickly. That will not be your experience. Soothe goes in the ear canal, and whether that ear has an infection or it doesn't, it feels good. So we don't have dogs cringing the minute we go near their ears. We're going to develop that trust that this is the spa. We're not the vet. We're going to send you to the vet for the ugly invasive procedures because they're the medical professionals. We are not. So instantly, that's going to put it in. And if you go, I don't know if we were able to get Soothe on our store or not, but we put products up there that have minimal alcohol, okay? You don't want to put product in there that burns that upside down, very narrow ear canal that has membrane walls that will get swollen, okay? Inflammation is swelling. So you have a very narrow ear canal and now you're swelling it up. Now the bacteria has nowhere to move. The flush we use is homeopathic, and we can put that right in. It is, I cannot say enough about our flush, because when we don't do aggressive ear pulls, we don't do it. I did one aggressive ear pull on a puppy because the puppy's ears were so, I could see them knots. They were so full of hair. They had actually created mats in the ear. So, I did it for the best interest of the dog. It is the first aggressive ear pull I have done in over 4 years, because humbly, I've done them my whole life, and I have never thought that they did not hurt the dog. And that is never, ever our goal. So let the vet, he can, if they have numbing stuff, let them do it, because if there's any kind of medical issue, when they pull that hair, they're going to see it and they can address it, and the dog can have a healthy ear canal. We are not going to create harm at Hands to Paws. I cannot speak for any other salon. I will just speak on behalf of your dog. Probably didn't get the ear infection with a couple of very specific reasons at your salon, or at the stylist. It's a misnomer, so to speak. So the flush goes down, and what it does is it breaks up bacteria and stuff sitting in the canal, and it moves it out. Even if there's ear hair, we have dogs that have ear hair that have incredibly healthy ear canals, and it is fantastic. It is also an anti-inflammatory. It also feels good. Positive association. So the dog goes in the tub, they aren't afraid immediately that we are going to cause any discomfort to their ears. Can I get a, that's right. That's right. And I stand by that. So to the point that even if a customer wants an aggressive ear pull without permission from their veterinarian, which most veterinarians will just have their vet techs do it, we will not cause harm. Motto being, this was created by a person that was deeply involved in Hands to Paws. Humanity before vanity, okay? And we stand by it at Hands to Paws. All right. And keep the ear as dry as possible. So some areas are much drier than others. Like if you live in Arizona, you're probably not worried about moisture and humidity like I am here in Florida, where all I ever talk to customers about is moisture and humidity and flop ear dogs and their ear canals that I have charts. Literally, I have charts. I have a dear friend who I adore, and I ordered a different ear canal picture, right? Because I do so much explaining of this. And she said, well, and she's Southern. She said, well, honey, I know you like that modern art. And I said, okay, but it's not art, it's an ear canal. Funny. I think that's funny. So when you come in, we have Muddy Mondays at Hands to Paws. And what is Muddy Mondays? Muddy Mondays is a day where you get a coupon off of having your dog's nails done. But you can also always walk in and we can do ears. And while you're getting your dog's nails done, you can get ears. In fact, in I I mean I'd always call this grooming salon prior to arriving. Not at Hands to Paws, you can walk in at any point in time. I don't want to speak for other salons, especially in my area or any other area, what their policies and procedures are. But most have walk-ins for nails and ears. So when you're coming in to get your dog's nails done, we're going to ask you the question, would you like us to clean your dog's ears? Okay. And we're starting to check every single dog's ears. The more educated the team is, the more that they're practicing, the more that they see the signs and symptoms, the more we can educate you and the better we can become. Can I get a that's right? So I don't know if my comments are working or nobody has any comments. Oh, and then ear cleaning is also, so, I like these slides. So, because we're at home of groom style and swag, and you can't have swag if you've got an ear infection and you're scratching all the time. Makes you look scruffy, not swaggy. So, that's Gracie, by the way. The picture that flashes, that's Gracie, and she's a Bernedoodle. She's the first Bernedoodle to ever walk in a Hands to Paws. Sometimes she has a lot of coats, sometimes she doesn't, but she's Gracie. Um, so, what's included in a bath? In most salons, and definitely in Hands to Paws, let me go through what's included in a bath. In is well, let me go through just what's included in Hands to Paws. I don't want to speak for any other salons. What's included in Hands to Paws bath is a blueberry facial, okay, where we're going to start at the tip of the nose, which is hypoallergenic, which is exfoliating, and it smells like blueberries. It is safe for the eyes, it is safe for the mouth, it is safe for the nose, and they're going to get a beautiful blueberry facial. Then they're going to get treatment shampoo. Treatment shampoo is exactly what it sounds like. It is treatment for the skin, and it is organic based, so it is safe for the humans using on the dogs, and it is beneficial to the skin. Then we're going to use some baking soda along in there with that treatment, and we're going to help exfoliate the dead skin cells off that dog so that their skin can be super healthy, so they have a beautiful, vibrant, healthy coat. Healthy skin, healthy coat. Then we're going to clean your dog's ears. We're going to clean your dog's ears with the best products that make your dog's ears feel better, whether they have an ear infection or they don't. We're going to wipe it out. And if you get the ear elixir, not everybody needs the ear elixir, and not everybody gets it every time they come in. But with moisture and humidity, it is our number one recommendation to help prevent. Prevention is worth 1,000 cures, an ear infection. Then we would give them the ear elixir and we would wipe it out. By the way, the ear elixir is like a magic eraser. Those very dirty ears look beautiful. That can be deceptive. And at Hands to Paws, if we've recommended that your dog go to see their local veterinarian, we're going to ask you not to do the ear elixir and not to have the ears scrubbed out, because we want your veterinarian to get a culture. Okay, so we don't want to take away their culture so that they can diagnose your dog properly. Then, if you've asked us to, we're going to brush their teeth. That is enzymatic, not organic. And we are going to recommend to you always at home to brush your dog's teeth. You can go on our store, you can find the toothbrushes, you can find the ear cleaners, okay? Everybody needs to clean their dog's ears. Then we're going to cut and grind your dog's nails if the dog allows. And then we're going to blow dry your dog. And then if your dog is getting a haircut, he will go see his stylist. So, and we have the best stylists, okay? We are a phenomenal team of true dog lovers who are practicing super responsible, loving techniques, the home of kind handling from our salon to your home. I hope you enjoyed this presentation on ears. I hope that you found some pertinent, useful information. I hope that you will join me again, not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. And that's it, guys. That's all I've got. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you next time. This is Claudia signing off from YouTube. What's up, dog? And from Hands to Paws Facebook page, the home of groom style and swag.